I'm making Naan Mburu. It's a dessert which Christians make Good Friday around Easter. This is Baobab. I have the powdered one, so it's come off the seed already. So if you have the seed, you would need to soak it in water for a few hours. I'm guessing 3, 4, 5 maybe. And obviously with your fingers you need to massage off the fruit and strain it until you get the liquid. So this is sugar, rice flour and ground rice. Now it's 2 parts to 1. So rice flour 1 kilo, ground rice 500 grams, and the sugar obviously to your taste. You would need a colander as well. So now we boil the flour and the ground rice. That's the rice flour and the ground rice. Rice flour and ground rice. Now your hands come in with the water. You need to put water and keep turning it round to form balls. Okay, I'm going to mix that first, sorry. So I've mixed the flour and the ground rice just to incorporate that to each other, and now I begin. It's fine, and you just, there's no really any sort of way to do this. So usually you would hold with your hand, tilt the bowl like this, and then with your other hand you'll be every time just turning like this. Add some more water and just turn little by little. Okay, I've just refilled my glass with water and I'm here at the moment. When you pour water and you get lumps like this, don't try to break it, just keep working, because there's some soft flour there which will break itself. As I do this, I've put my kettle on so we can put the steamer to work. Okay, so I have a bit of a blooper. My one is a bit too wet now. And I don't know if you could tell, but I didn't actually use everything. I just used half of each. So should you get it too wet like this, make, just pour equal amounts. Sorry, again, just like 2 to 1. So 2 rice flour, 1 ground rice, and then you'd be adding that here to bring it back to how it should be. Just mix that. And just take from here and add it there. Now you can begin to lightly break them up, but so I've stopped for a minute and I'm just breaking like this. Now if you're Gambian and Christian especially, you should know that it looks nothing like this. It should be all in perfect small balls. But that is never going to happen with the rice flour and ground rice. In Gambia, they just wash the rice and, I don't know, take it to the machine and do it. But this is different, this rice flour here. So you must mix the ground rice and rice flour. And actually, this is done. So this needs steaming now. And I don't know if you can see this texture. So it's not too fluffy, but not too wet as well. And don't try to boil them, it's not going to happen, unfortunately. You have a few balls there, but not too much. What you can do as well, take some 5 minutes and just keep doing this. That will create a little more balls for you. And if you just find massive ones, just break them, but don't go in too hard, just a little. So I've done my 5 minutes of doing that, and for me, if you do this and it can turn like this, then you're done. I'm just going to transfer here. So that's how neat the bowl looks, and this is it here. Make sure the water is not coming through the holes. Once it begins to boil and steam is coming up through there, you can just put this in. This mustn't be let to dry out, so you do it straight away. And you just need to cover that now. Whilst that cooks, we can just prepare the baobab. So this is cold water, by the way, not fridge cold, just cold water. I'm just going to mix that. So I just want to get it into a liquid state, really. I need more liquid, and I've just brought in the whisk as well. The consistency of this really becomes important, because the rice flour, when you put it in here, it thickens, but you also don't want to have too much water, this to be too light, because then you lose the flavor of the baobab. And the flavor of the baobab is what really has the flavor of the naan mburu itself. Right, I'm going to stop here. I'm happy with this consistency. Now you just need to strain, and you need to strain it clear as possible. There's a baobab seed. I was hoping to get one or two to show you, those who don't know. The rice balls are still cooking, by the way. They're at 16 minutes. I'm going to double strain this again. So if it is the fruit that you have rather than the powder, do be careful when you add the water to soak it, to soften it. Just remember, you can always add more water, but you can't take away. So if you added too much to soak it and soften it, then you just might go wrong there. So add water, but not too much. So really, sifting it through takes, you just want to do it till it's clear. I've just checked and tasted this, and it needs a bit more cooking. The rice balls are somewhat there. It's ready when it has this chewy texture. The baobab's ready. The rice balls are ready as well. Now you can partially sugar this, or you can wait until you put the rice balls in. The rice needs to go in this when it's steaming hot straight from the steamer. For presentation purposes, I'm using gloves, but really we don't use gloves to do this. So now you break them up into the size that you want. That's all you need to do at this point. Also, ideally, you'll be doing this in a big bowl and having all your baobab there and all your rice balls together. For me right now, I've taken a bit of the baobab out and a bit of rice balls still in the steamer, because I just want to show you. As you break them off, try and not press them like to flatten them. So try and dig your finger inside, and you just want to basically separate. So you get a big one, you just dig in. That's it. And as you do this, the heat of the rice balls and the baobab itself begin to react together, and it starts to thicken slightly. When you get there halfway as well, pour in the sugar, because the heat melts the sugar as well. You're going to need to taste to see how much sugar you want, but mix about 2-3 minutes before you taste. I said heat, but it's not hot at all. Inside, you know, the temperature is a bit lukewarm. Again, don't forget, don't flatten them and don't massage them. If you're Gambian, you'd know that that's what they do. But this rice texture is different. If you do that, in a few hours it will all melt and you just have no balls at all. So all you want to do is just do this. Also, take care with adding the balls, because remember, you can add more balls, but you can't take it away. And yes, you can take it away, but what happens is you've already diluted the baobab, and so you've lost the taste. So just add a good amount, and if you think you can do with adding more, then you add. Don't forget, as it cools, and this goes in the fridge as well, it thickens, so do leave a bit. Say half and half, I would say. Meaning have half the liquid and then half the balls. Actually, everything did end up fitting in the bowl. Okay, it's been a few long minutes, I'm done. These are the sizes that I have, and I'm happy with them. You can do them whatever size you want, although I'd advise you not to make them too small. This is the consistency of the baobab. This now needs to go in the fridge. Oh, also I've sugared mine to my taste, so like I told you, you needed to put half the sugar in with the rice balls when they were hot, so that would dissolve, and then you sugar as you go along. Every time you put sugar in, wait a couple of minutes before you taste to give it a chance to dissolve. Don't cheat yourself. Have a little bit now. It's still nice, but leave it in the fridge. And again, this is another dessert that just gets better by the day. And don't be alarmed if you wake up tomorrow and it's all, you know, really thick. That's just how it goes. That's why I did say have half the balls and half the baobab. And that's ready. Happy Easter! For me, I don't like naan Mburu with anything at all, but you find people put vanilla essence or desiccated coconut, and I don't know, just other things. You can try it if you want, but do try it plain first.